what's up? Kevlin here. I would usually have a snake with me, but they all ate yesterday, so I didn't want snake puke on me, so no snake today. But happy Zelda month. It has been a very busy past few months, but here we are. Zelda month is here and a new Zelda game, Age of Imprisonment. Do I have a Switch 2? No. Do I plan on playing it? Yeah. Eventually. Will I watch gameplay of it? Probably. Anyways, it looks like we got some new Sage-ish characters in the new game, so I thought I'd rank the previous champions and Sages from Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild and Legend of Zelda Tears of the Kingdom. As always,
this is the internet. These are just based on my experiences and opinions. Things may change. Possible spoilers for any media involved. This isn't meant to offend anyone, and it's mostly made for fun.
I will be melding all the games they have been in, including spin-offs, titles, alternate timelines, all that fun stuff. So, let's get started. To start off this list is the Princess of the Zora, Mipha. Mipha grew up in Zora's domain as the daughter of King Dorphin. She is a kind and loving princess who can use her trident in battle and heal her allies with her special ability known as Mipha's Grace. With these skills, Mipha was an obvious choice to pilot the giant mechanical elephant, Vah-Ruta, and help fight against the Calamity. We get to know her in Breath of the Wild, and after saving her spirit, Link gains Mipha's Grace, which acts kind of like a fairy. So when your hearts reach 0 and you get punched in the face and ragdoll down a hill, she brings you back. And she brings you back to full health too. While this is always a good thing to have in your back pocket, I'm putting Mipha here because unless you are just starting out or doing a 3-heart run, you don't really need Mipha's Grace. Even with full hearts and you die, you still have a fairy and it'll bring you back and then you can immediately eat some kind of meal. Unless you don't cook, and in that case you can just eat as many apples as you possibly can. I don't remember the last time I had Mipha's Grace kick in, so... Also, I just think Mipha's a bit boring. She's either teaching side on something or trying to secretly admire Link. I only think the fun side of her is in Age of Calamity, and there she's actually one of my favorite characters both to see on screen and to play as. I feel bad putting her at the bottom, but in reality, I just know I'm not usually a fan of the quiet healers. Now, I feel bad about this one, but the next one on this list is Daruk of the Gorons. Daruk is one of, if not the best fighter of the Gorons. He's strong, and he can swing any weapon with ease, mostly choosing his Boulder Breaker. Pairing this with his defensive ability, known as Daruk's Protection, he is a formidable opponent. This earned him a spot to pilot the Goron's divine beast that is shaped like a
lizard,
Vah-Rudanya. While this might make him scary to a bunch of bokoblins, Daruk is one of the most laid-back guys in the whole Zelda series. He's like a fun uncle who's afraid of dogs. That's not why he's this low on the list. While Daruk's protection is super helpful, it's his personality and attitude that I'm drawn to more. Whenever I have a champion ability on, it really only gets triggered by random things like rocks being thrown or Keith slightly getting too close to Link's personal bubble. If there was like a sensory scale we could use so it could or couldn't be triggered by choo-choos or something, that would be nice. I waste so many protects on random things. It's kind of sad. Maybe that just says more about me as a player, but meh. Here's another character I don't want to put this low, but next is Urbosa of the Gerudo. Urbosa is the chief of the Desert Warriors and can use her swords and shield well in combination with her lightning abilities. With her strong skills and character, it has earned her a position as the Gerudo champion and was chosen to command the massive camel, divine beast Vondaboris. I really like both Daruk and Urbosa, mostly because of their personalities or their flair that they bring amongst the other characters. But their abilities, while they make sense, they're not the most useful. Urbosa was the first champion I freed in my first Breath of the Wild playthrough, and I didn't understand how to use the champion abilities at first. When I figured out how to, it was a different story. As someone who uses spin attacks with two-handed weapons way too often, it pairs great with it. It's like turning all the monsters into Jamba Juice. It is also great with larger enemies too, like with the Blights and the first stage of the final boss. Not only is being able to strike down enemies with lightning helpful, but it's also kind of fun. In Age of Calamity, Urbosa is also fun to see on screen and fun to play as. I can definitely see why so many people are drawn to her, including Princess Zelda herself and her bodyguard Link. She's just cool. The top spot may surprise you, but the top champion for me on this list is Revali of the Rito. I'm sure hearing this won't help tame his ego, but Okay. Rivali is great with a bow and a master of the winds, so he was chosen to fly the Rito's divine beast, Von Meadow. Okay, he was chosen or self-elected? Either way, I honestly can't help but admire his dedication. Rivali practices his personal and physical skills till they're perfected, and we see this when Zelda goes to visit him at the flight range. He doesn't give up even if he makes a few mistakes. Does he cover up these mistakes with arrogance and salt? Yes. Is he kind of annoying? Also, yes. Does anyone like him? There aren't many in the fandom that like him. Personally, I like Daruk and Urbosa better personality-wise, as I've said before, but that's not the point. I knew Tulin likes him. While Rivali is kind of annoying, I still admire the dedication and skill that he has. It pays off in Breath of the Wild, and he's absolutely broken in Age of Calamity. While his moveset is similar to Teba's, they are both fun to play as, and I'm really curious to see if the new Rito character will be anything like them. I don't think they're like blood related, are they? I don't actually know, but I'm really curious to see where this is gonna go. So, that's my list of Breath of the Wild's champions. If you wanted to count Zelda and Link, I did leave them out since they'd probably take the top spots easily between their skills, character, and gameplay. I'm honestly surprised I put Rivali on the top spot, but climbing takes forever, and even being able just to cover a little bit more vertical space is crazy helpful. Until it starts to rain. Either way, I was going to put Urbosa as number 1, but it all came down to champion skill and gameplay wise, and in the end, Rivali just barely beat her out. Does he outclass her in personality? No. Urbosa is awesome. She is one of my favorites. As cheesy as this sounds, all the champions have their pros and their cons, which makes them cool in their own regards. Anyway, before I start reiterating what I've already said in this video, the Invisible Snake and I just wanted to thank you for watching. Let me know who your favorite champions are, and I hope to catch you next time where I think I'll be ranking the sages from Tears of the Kingdom. But until then, thank you, and have a good one. Did you guys notice that I was actually recording during the daytime? It's like 5 p.m. and it's not 1 in the morning. Are you proud of me? I don't know. You might not thank me if you can hear the neighbors and their dogs in the background, so I am sorry if you can hear that. But hopefully you don't have to listen to it. You can technically turn this video off whenever you want. You're not stuck listening to them like I am, like half the time I'm home. But, yeah, I never know what to say here. I always just ramble, but I just want to make sure there's enough time so the end card doesn't get covered by the end of the video and other random thumbnails. So hopefully this is enough time. I'm going to stop rambling, and you guys go enjoy Zelda month.